I want to break this down to you guys, and this is metaphysical principles that you guys need to be aware of that are going to make you change the way that you look at your life, and they're going to empower you. See, we have been raised and we've grown up in an environment where we feel single and we feel separated from all that there is. If you weren't fortunate enough to grow up in an environment where your parents were rich and you've had everything you've ever wanted and you don't need to think about these things, then I'm glad for you. That's great. But maybe that's bad because you wouldn't understand these deeper truths because you have no need to seek them. But for the people out there that didn't grow up so lucky, and you do have a calling to find these deeper truths, and there is something in you that tells you that it's true, welcome to the truth seekers, my friend, because you are on your way to a long journey. And it is a beautiful journey, and you will find true power in the journey. One thing you got to realize is we are frequencies, and everything that is a frequency. The universe is mental, and the all is mind. This is from the Kybalion. This is from Hermes Trismegistus. And if you are a frequency, there are going to be highs and lows to that frequency, okay? So it is totally normal for oscillation. You're going to feel good one day, maybe bad the next. The goal is this. Don't get caught too deep in your lows. Realize that it's totally normal what you're going through, but try not to give it too much emotional energy because you will gain power to the negative side of the oscillation, and in turn your frequency will shift to a baseline of a little bit lower next time. So reverse engineer that, and whenever you're in your highs of your oscillation, try to gain more things in your environment, more ways to believe, more feelings in yourself that would empower that high frequency state of the oscillation of your frequency, and push up your baseline level vibration a little bit. Realize that it's totally normal and okay for the lows to come. But again, reverse engineer it to where whenever you're in that low state, tell yourself that this is okay. I don't need to feel bad about myself. Nothing's wrong with me because I feel like this right now. My body does not control where I'm going. And take a little bit more control over that negative dip that you're going and you're experiencing naturally. It's okay to experience this. The way that you're looking at it is what gives it power, because all is you and you are all. So there's a saying in the Bible where it says, they looked at us as grasshoppers and we looked at ourselves as grasshoppers. You can go look up that statement in the Bible. I'm not quoting it perfectly, not even near perfectly. But the meaning is to say this: you are everything and everything is you. How you look at yourself is how the world will look at you. If you look at yourself to be low and not worthy of anything, the people around you, which are all frequencies, are going to pick up on that frequency of who you are, because they are frequencies. They don't understand this. They don't understand this, but still they do understand it. It is natural and innate in us. So you can kind of sense people and where they're coming from before they even speak. This is natural to us. We are all connected. You've heard times where people have had instances where they're thinking about somebody, then they call them. That's happened to you, guaranteed, because it's going to happen to everybody, because we're all connected. But since we look at ourselves as separate from the whole, then we start to experience more events in our reality that will show us the truth, that we are separate from the whole, but it's all based on our perception, okay? If you start to realize these deeper metaphysical truths, and some people it may take a little bit longer and a lot more hard research, but that's only because you want it to be harder for yourself. If you believe that this would come to you naturally and it would come to you easily, you would start finding things in your environment very easily, very naturally, that would just hit you the right way, that would very much quickly advance you in terms of this knowledge that might take somebody else 10 years to figure out. It might take you 1 year. So it's all in terms of what you believe to be true. If you believe yourself to be weak and you focus on feelings of weakness and your mind is on weakness, you need to realize that weakness and strength are the same thing, because we are everything and everything is us. Everything is a vibration. There is nothing separate from each other. And all these things they have polarities. So that means weakness, if you're focusing on that, you will experience more weakness in yourself, more weakness in your life, and things will show you that you're weak. If you just take your mind off of weakness and focus on what courage would look like, you don't need to be courageous. Just focus shift. Aim your attention on the opposite vibration, which is strength, how it would feel in your body if it was there. Assume it to be, feel the feelings of it, see it in your mind, and the more that you can harbor on that thought, you will shift your frequency straight away from weakness into strength. You can do this for any emotion. This is the same for love and hate. Whenever people say that you hate me so much that I know you still got love for me, this is true. They are all the same thing. They're just opposite sides of one same frequency. This goes to show that we are all connected. We are all a frequency. And maybe this will help you guys a little bit more. There has been a Nobel Laureate Prize given to a scientist who discovered that the universe is non-local. This, in my interpretation, means that reality only exists to the people observing it, because when they close their eyes, it does not exist in the way that their eyes perceive it to be. So an example of this would be in the mailbox out in front of your house. There may be mail in it or there may not be. But if there is mail in it or if there is not, does not matter. But the truth of the fact is this. Inside your mailbox is not rendered to anybody, because no eyes live in the mailbox to be able to render what it is in there into a picture for the human being to see. So what exists in that mailbox whenever it's closed and nobody is to look at it? All frequency. All atoms are basically all empty space. Everything is made up of atoms, and fundamentally they are a vibrational frequency being decoded by our eyes into a picture that we can see and interact with. So that means that inside that mailbox, there is nothing in there except a frequency. It is only decoded and rendered into a picture whenever a human being with consciousness observes the frequency and turns the frequency into an image. You know what this means for you? This means that the pain and suffering that you're going through is fake. It's an illusion. So try this. Don't take it too seriously. Think of it like a joke. It could be a mountain in front of you. And I know this may sound hard because we've grown up with certain beliefs instilled in us that have so limited our capability. If we were told growing up that reality is the way that I'm telling you it is right now, and we've had years and years to internalize this stuff, you would be right where you need to be at in life. But it doesn't matter, because you're going to be right where you need to be at in life no matter what happens, because all roads lead to Rome, and no matter what happens to you, you're going to get to where you need to be. And matter of fact, right now, where you are at now, you are right where you need to be, and you don't need to think that you're behind or, people are in front of you and you need to be because you are right where you need to be. Always and every day, you are always right where you need to be. No matter what happens to you, it was meant to happen to you. That could be bad stuff happening to you, and I'm not condoning bad stuff, but good and bad don't exist, guys. You've heard God say that Lucifer is the light bearer and the morning star, and so is Jesus. How can that be? Because they're both the frequency of light. They are both light. All religions have been whispering this in our ear. A lot of falsehoods are in these religions, but a lot of golden nuggets are in these religions, and they all can be pointing to one truth, but they all can't be true. So this means don't take your life so seriously, because you're literally in a simulation. This was hard for me to believe for a long time, but once you start doing the research and the science behind this stuff, it makes a lot of sense. But one thing I got to tell you guys is this. Whenever I was younger, I had experiences with my intuition on deeper scientific truths about the universe that I had no knowledge of beforehand, and they came to me through myself. I know for a fact this stuff is true. You could never say nothing to me to get me not to believe it, because I know that reality works like this. If you believe it, then it is true for you. You will find evidence of it in your reality, and reality will make it to be true for you because you've decided to believe it, and you are the controller of your reality. You are the all. Your subconscious mind is creating your reality, and what you believe about yourself and reality and other people is going to be experienced by you in real life, because you are connected to everybody and they can feel you before you even speak. But if you believe that there is deeper truths about reality that have been hidden and kept from us to keep us limited and lacking in life, and that you can experience this truth and this empowerment that I'm trying to tell you guys, because I've experienced it myself whenever I was young. Then I got thrown down the tractor train route of school and normal life just like we all did. But it doesn't matter, because I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim, and you're not a victim. You do have power over your life. You got tremendous power over your life. In fact, you have so much power that the news media and all this political garbage that's going on right now has one purpose. That is to get people to believe in negativity on either side, that it doesn't matter, so much so that if they all, in reality, human consciousness believes a certain event to come negatively, then we all consciously will manifest that into reality. They are literally using us to control reality. What do you think they're going to try to do whenever they put stuff in our body that way they can control our perception? They can use our body to control reality because we are connected to the infinite consciousness. They know this. That's why they're using news and all this stuff to keep us in a very low state of consciousness and in trauma and in fear and in anger, because these are very low states of vibration. And these very low states of vibration, there is no information that exists on those levels that will give you any information to climb your way out of the prison that you have helped build and they have put you in. You will get out of the prison that you're in your own mind and in your reality, whenever you raise your states of consciousness to a level where the information exists on that level that has the information needed for you to break free of the cage that you're in. You not need care about the secret societies of the world hiding information to you. You only need to care about what your level of consciousness is being able for you to see. That's all you need to care about, is what level of consciousness you're at that is allowing you to have access only to a certain limited amount of information that is equivalent to the vibrational frequency of the level of consciousness that you're on. So I hope I was able to say this in a way that you guys understand it. So thank you for listening to me, and I'm going to see you next time.